the FAJR breeze, it's the moment of learning, it's the aura of awakening. Come on in about Allah, oh oh oh, 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 come on in about Allah, oh oh oh.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has spared our lives to this moment in the month of Ramadan. I welcome everyone to another episode of FAJR Breeze. May Allah accept our ibadat in this month of Ramadan as an act of ibadah. Today, inshallah, we will be talking about a balanced perspective between death and the life of the hereafter. And as Muslims, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us to be conscious of Him. And to achieve that, He has laid down certain principles in life and certain events that would make us conscious of Him. One of it, and the most important really, is the belief in the hereafter. If you take the hereafter out of the picture, life becomes utmostly meaningless. You don't really have to struggle for anything. But death and the afterlife always keeps us on track. Imagine a life where it was for eternity. You didn't have to die. Nobody had to die. Then of course, there will be no need to rush anything. You can waste time as much as you can. But what really keeps us on our toes is the thought of death, the thought of dying, the thought of having to face our Creator. And that creates within us a conscience that keeps us on track. And in this month of Ramadan, we are further encouraged to even contemplate on where we are so far and how ready are we to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And death surrounds us all the time. Like one of our scholars said, that of all of the matters of the hereafter or the unseen, the one that is apparent to us the most is death. Yet at the same time, we find that a lot of us ignore the signs that we see from death, whereas it is what we are supposed to use to keep ourselves on track and to make sure that we are doing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to do before our time will be up. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that وَلَنْ يُؤَخِّرَ اللَّهُ نَفْسًا إِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهَا. No one's time would be delayed or will be hastened when the time for them to go has come. So we have a set amount of time on earth, and it is important that we judiciously use them. Let us evaluate our time in Ramadan. How well have we used it so far? And how much time we have left to make sure that we make the best use of this particular opportunity. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us conscious of Him, to keep us conscious of death, and to make us one of the most successful in the life of the hereafter. So one of the things that we should be mindful of when thinking about death is that a lot of people think it is supposed to be just something that keeps us somber and depressed. Rather, it is not the thought of death in itself that should scare us. Everybody is going to die. Death is a stage of life. When our mother's wombs at one point, we came out. All of these are stages that everyone will go through. But rather, it is the motivation that it keeps us going. So Islam has not asked us to only just be depressed all the time, and because we are thinking of death, we should look sad and as if we don't have anything to be happy about. But rather, it's something that should always keep us on that course, keep us on track, make sure that we don't deviate from the path that we have been, from the task that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to perform on earth. But rather, we should remain focused on our goal. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It's the FAJR breeze, it's the moment of learning, it's the aura of awakening. Come on in about Allah, oh oh oh, 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 come on in about Allah, oh oh oh.